with that, welcome to the Inland Sports TV show. We have the dream matchup in the CIF Southern Section Softball Division I Championship game. The scores are flooding in. It's semifinal Tuesday for baseball and softball. A lot of those games are just wrapping up on the diamonds. The scores are coming in right now to the Inland Sports Show. So if you're watching live, this is the place to be. We got all the scores right now. And in Division I for softball, I'm just going to spoil it for you. You know, if you're waiting to see the Avengers or Game of Thrones, this show is full of spoilers because here it comes. It's Norco against Great Oak, the Division I championship game in softball. Both Norco and Great Oak winning today. We're going to get to that in just a moment here on the Inland Sports Show. Later in the show, we're going to talk University of Redlands football. We got Coach Mariani and Coach Good in the house. The Bulldogs are reloading. They got all the summer camps. They're hot on the recruiting trail. A lot going on at the U of R, so we'll talk U of R football. We're also going to check in with the California Baptist baseball team. Head coach Gary Adcock, one of his star players, Luke Navigado, our favorite Lancer, as they are in the hunt for the WAC regular season championship in their first year in Division I. And the best part is they're one game back of New Mexico State. And who do they play head-to-head in a 3-game series this weekend to wrap up the entire year? New Mexico State. It all boils down to this. So we will hear from the Lancers as well. And then we're going to recap the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. I was out there last night. It was a great evening as they ushered in the class of 2019. But first things first, all these baseball and softball scores coming into the Inland Sports Studio right now. Norco has defeated Huntington Beach in the D1 semifinals by a final score of 9-2. So Norco is the reigning Division I champion, and they are back in the finals again, led by Kinsey Hansen, who is all-world in softball. They have played in the D1 finals in 4 of the last 5 years. There's almost nothing as certain as like the sun rising in the east. You can almost pencil in at Norco in that Division I championship game. The Cougars are back looking to defend their title. And if you're an Inland Empire softball fan, it doesn't get any bigger than this because they will take on Great Oak out of the Southwestern League. Great Oak defeating Gar by a score of 12-4. So it will be Norco against Great Oak, the Division I championship. That'll come up Saturday night at Barber Park down in Irvine if you want to check that one out. Couple more scores to get to. Anthony, I think we got a Woodcrest Christian picture because we were ready to put Woodcrest Christian in the Division VI finals. The Royals have had such a great season, but it comes to a close tonight. They fall on the road at the top seed, Santiago of Garden Grove. So a great season by Woodcrest Christian, a Cinderella run to the semifinals, but it comes to an end tonight. We had one other semifinal team in softball, at least. That was Roosevelt. They were playing on the road at South Torrance in Division II, still trying to track down a final score in that one. Now let's go to the baseball playoffs. And we had the opportunity of having 2 different divisions with an all-Inland Empire final. That would be in Division IV and also in Division V. In Division IV, we had a possible Summit matchup going up against Canyon Springs if they could both win today. In Division V, it could have been an all-Val Verde School District final with the Rancho Verde taking on Orange Vista. So the scores coming in, not so good for our local teams in this one. Canyon Springs in Division IV. They lost in a walk-off against top-seeded Sonora. The final score on that one was 6-5, and Canyon Springs had just beaten Alhambra yesterday in the quarterfinals to advance. Let's see. We're still trying to track down that Summit score. Rancho Verde losing 7-2. Orange Vista losing 2-0 to Xavier Prep. We did have a couple winners. Probably should have started with the winners in Division II. Norco edging Capistrano Valley. So Norco will be at Dodger Stadium playing for the Division II championship, and they will be joined by Great Oak. Great Oak, you've got softball and baseball in championship games. Great Oak baseball beating Yorba Linda by a final score of 3-1. So it'll be Great Oak also at Dodger Stadium playing for a Division III CIF Southern Section title. We got a little bit of Rancho Verde video. We want to show it because Of all the baseball teams, it's kind of been another Cinderella run for the Rancho Verde High School. And they picked up a big win against Rialto in the quarterfinals. And we are super proud of the Mustangs here, kind of coming from out of nowhere and surprising a lot of people to even get to the semifinals. But as we told you, they lost today by a final score of 7-2. That was against Pauley of Pasadena. But we do have some video. They went on the road to Rialto on Friday to win in the quarterfinals. And that was a very good Rialto team. So to go on the road and pick up a big win, I mean, that speaks volumes of this Rancho Verde team and where this baseball program is right now. You know, we know Rancho Verde is a great football school, track and field, of course, boys basketball. They've been good for a long, long time. But Rancho Verde turning into a baseball school as well as they beat Rialto in the quarterfinals. So we wanted to show a little love to the Mustangs. Here's their head coach after that big win against Rialto to put Rancho Verde in the semifinals for the very first time.
We left a lot of runners on base, and again, the first 4 innings we kind of struggled there in runners in scoring position, but in the end we came through and it counted. We knew from the beginning we thought we had a good chance at going deep, and so it's exciting that we're here, and we just want to keep executing and performing, just cleaning up a little stuff and. Just coming out big for the next 2 games. Rialto's a great team, and the teams we played, really good teams, and they're battling, we're battling, and we're just coming out on top, and it's really fun. So our guys are really coming together and really playing really well right now, and it's a good time of the year for that.
So a great year for baseball in the city of Moreno Valley because, as we mentioned, we had Rancho Verde in the semifinals. We also had Canyon Springs, and the Cougars had to beat Alhambra yesterday in the quarterfinals. They turned right back around, and they had to take on, in Division 4, top-seeded Sonora. And as we just told you, Canyon Springs losing on a walk-off. 6-5 was that final score. So Canyon Springs and Rancho Verde falling in the semifinals today. But just like we did for the Mustangs, we wanted to show a little bit of love for the Cougars. Let's check in with Canyon Springs head coach Darius Carter, and he talked about this season and just really the wealth of talent here in Moreno Valley. Here's Coach.
Inland Sports. That just lets you know the baseball talent that's here in Moreno Valley. And I've been fortunate since I've been here at Canyon Springs to have good baseball talent come through. And as you can see, Moreno Valley, Rancho Verde, Vista del Lago even. So we're starting to disperse a little bit as far as talent and good coaches in the area coming together and working the thing together.
With the rain and everything, were you more concerned with how to manage the bullpen if it came down to that?
Yes, but we thought about this and we talked about it Friday, and we kind of talked together as coaches over the weekend, and we told them, I said, we have to go for what we know. We got to take one game at a time. We can't worry about the next one, semifinals, the championship game. We got to win this game, move to that one, then we'll take it accordingly.
Yeah, tough deal in the semifinals for Canyon Springs, trying to watch their pitchers in the pitch count when you play on Monday in the quarters, Tuesday in the semis, and if they would have won today, then you have the championship game on Saturday. So that was something they had to consider going into this week. They could have had a potential 3 games, but a great run by Canyon Springs to reach the D4 semifinals. All right, now let's go live to our senior writer, Daryl Trujillo. He was covering Norco in Division II baseball, I should add, because Norco baseball and softball will be playing for championships just like Great Oak. Let's go live to Daryl Trujillo as Norco has defeated Capistrano Valley 4-3, the final score in Division II. Daryl, the Cougars are going to Dodger Stadium. What was it like out there as they were able to edge Capo Valley?
Crescenta Valley, and this was a very eventful 4-3 game. But by any and all rights, Norco should have been down about 6-1 after 3. But 3 straight double plays behind starting pitcher Justin Drury keep the Norco deficit to 1-0. Norco gets the run back in the second as Michael Forbes singles to right field, and then comes around and scores on a balk by the Crescenta Valley starting pitcher. This was just a seesaw affair. Nobody really had any grabs hold of this one until it was over. Norco's lead reached 3-1 in the 4th on hit by a pitch to score a run and a sac fly by
Well, Daryl, let me jump in there and ask you this. So it was a big win for Norco, but now they're moving on to the championship game. What was the feelings like after that game out there in Horsetown, USA, as the Cougars are now going to Dodger Stadium? What was kind of the buzz out there at Norco?
The Cougars were excited for the opportunity. Obviously, Division II gets to play at Dodger Stadium. Coach Jerry Parcell is a Dodger fan through and through, so to take his high school team to Dodger Stadium and get to play for a section title is a dream come true for him. And then same thing for Saturday's likely starter, Michael Forbes, who actually had to come in and get a 6-out save on Tuesday backing Drury up. He talked about the same thing, just the opportunity to play at Dodger Stadium, something that every kid dreams about from the time you're old enough to pick up a bat, and Norco will be one of 6 teams to get to experience that Saturday morning.
And Daryl, out there at Norco for the baseball game, did you get wind that the softball team had also advanced to the championship game, which I know is not a huge surprise? We kind of all figured Norco softball would be back in that D1 championship game. But did you guys hear about that when you were out at the baseball game?
Not really. We're sitting down, me and the other assembled media were sitting on the first base side next to the Crescenta Valley dugout. I was checking scores when I could. But you could tell Norco was grabbing some control of that game pretty early on. I think the impressive win in the semifinals, Great Oak put quite the hurting on Cerritos guard, 12-4 in that lower half Division I semifinal at 4. Now, grant you, Great Oak does have one of the shortest fences in Riverside County, if not the shortest. But still, it put 12 runs up on a team that makes it to the Final Four. You got to be doing something right.
All right, Daryl, let's wrap it up with this. I'm going to put you live on the air. What's your game of choice for this weekend? Where are you going to be this weekend covering?
I haven't quite decided yet. Thursday, I will be at the CIF Golf Qualifier at Goose Creek. Individual and team spots up for grabs, 28 individual spots for those not with qualifying teams. Those guys get to advance to Brookside next Thursday, the home of UCLA.
All right, Daryl, excellent job as always. We appreciate the time. And again, make sure you're following Daryl on Twitter and also the Inland Sports website. He's got a lot of great articles up there, and he'll certainly have something from Norco beating Capo Valley in the D2 semifinals. Thanks, Daryl.
Have a good night.
All right, and one more note here as we wrap up our baseball segment. The Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association All-Star Game. It's a mouthful, but it's the IE All-Star Baseball Game for our high school seniors. It's coming up. It's slated now for June 1st. They're going to play it out there at Fiscalini Field in San Bernardino. So it's the Riverside County All-Stars taking on the San Bernardino County All-Stars. We're going to carry that game live on IEMG TV3 in San Bernardino and the IE Media Group YouTube channel. And we are scheduled next week to have in studio live El Presidente, the president of the IEBCA, to kind of hype up the All-Star game, Mr. Justin Solis, the former head coach at Norta Vista. When we come back, it's time to talk football. It's always a good time to talk football. The University of Redlands in the house. Bulldog football coming up on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Kin Sporting Goods. They have all of your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, and team uniforms. And Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports are going to Boost Performance Training in Corona.
God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports TV show. Again, if you're just joining us, rewind it. All those baseball and softball scores just trickling in. And congratulations to all the teams advancing to CIF Southern Section championship games. So we make a vow here on the Inland Sports Show to talk local football every single show. And we fulfill that promise today because we got the University of Redlands Bulldogs in the house. We love the U of R, and I love that you guys technically the only college football team in the Inland Empire.
Yes,
I know
sir.
you guys are kind of proud of that, right, Coach Good?
Yes, sir, for sure.
Coach Jim Good, Coach Joey Mariani, defense, offense.
Yes.
So are you guys, like, when you go watch film, you're on opposite sides of the room because your defense and your offense, is it like water and oil? You just don't mix?
Not only opposite sides of the room, we're talking the whole building.
We are actually, yeah. We do keep around each other.
Or sometimes the opposite side of the campus.
Yeah,
It depends
yeah,
on
exactly.
what room
Yeah, exactly. No.
But right, hey, listen, first off, I appreciate you guys making time because I know you're on the recruiting trail a lot. Coach Mariani, where were you today? Can you say?
Yeah, I was at Aquinas High School today, Summit. Went up to Cajon, did A.B. Miller, and did Summit as well today. So
wow.
Talked to Coach Matheny at Summit.
He's a good dude.
He's always a good dude. It's always good to see Fontana guys there and get on the recruiting trail and look at some local kids. So no doubt.
How about you, Coach Good? I know you were.
Well,
out
I
there
sat
too.
in traffic in Orange County for the last couple days.
Like everybody else.
Yeah, I'll be in traffic in Orange County the rest of the week. So it's always a good place to recruit.
You know, before we get to these summer camps, and this is something that, you know, head coach Mike Maynard talks about a lot, that the fact there's a lot of talent in the Inland Empire. And, you know, when you guys recruit, you don't have to go too far, really. I know you guys get players from all over the place, but you've got a lot of IE guys on your roster. All you have to do is check out the Bulldogs roster, and you can find a lot of IE guys. I mean, yeah. Coach Good, I mean, what could you say about just the talent level here at the high school level?
It's unbelievable. There's a reason why all these Pac-12 schools come to use our campus, because that way guys don't have to drive very far.
Yeah.
We're lucky enough to have Coach Mariani, a local guy that has great connections in the IE as far as our recruiting base. So it's great football. I've coached all over the country. I've coached in Texas, the Midwest, the Northwest, and IE football it's unreal. The number of athletes that are running around this place is crazy.
You said Coach Mariani over here is well connected. I was like, hey, do you know Coach Cardosi at Kaiser?
Yeah,
like, of course you do.
Yeah, well, no doubt. Bill does a really good job over there. Been an Inland Empire guy my whole entire life, so love to recruit this area, love to recruit the Riverside area, get a lot of kids from those areas. Coaches do a really good job, not only on the coaching front, but in the recruiting front as well, trying to get their young men out there to whatever different schools that are coming to visit them. And they're pretty much inundated this time of the year with everybody coming through. And so, again, the camp deal is a really good deal for them guys to show up in one spot, and they get to look at, get looked at by a lot of guys, and also get better. Our camp's about getting better as well. So.
Yeah, I've gone out there a couple times. I think Utah was in town one time, Washington State, Mike Leach was running around. I mean, it's pretty impressive to think that, these Pac-12 schools that a lot of us watch on television, and, we see a lot of big-time players. I mean, those coaches and their coaching staffs are at the runner. I mean, they're at the U of R. I mean, they're there, and local guys. I mean, you don't have to fly to, Washington or fly to Tucson or wherever to see these, schools or coaches. They come to you. It's like it's a win-win for the coaches and also for the local athletes here. Wouldn't you say, Coach Good?
For sure. What's so great is think about how much would it cost for a local guy to go to Pullman, then to Seattle, then Corvallis, then Eugene, and then Arizona schools. I mean, they get to come just some of them 15 minutes away, some 5 minutes away, and work out on our field in front of all those coaches. And not just the Pac-12 schools, but there's also some smaller schools. Division II, 1AA schools will also be part of those camps too.
And as I always like to tell Coach Maynard when I head out there, I'm like, there could be some Bulldogs out there too, right? I know some of these guys are trying to get some looks from some of those Division I programs, and you mentioned some of the Division IIs as well. But have you had any guys commit to U of R through these camps in the past?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, a lot, to be honest with you. It's a really good deal for them to come out and actually see the University of Redlands. Sometimes they drive around the campus beforehand and get to see our beautiful campus at the U of R, and then come experience U of R coaching as well as the other coaches that are out there. And it really helps us in the recruiting front as well, because again, they get to see what University of Redlands is all about. They might not get that chance to do that if we didn't have those camps.
I think a lot of guys don't really think about Redlands until they come to our camp and walk around the campus and meet our staff. The camp gives a great excuse for a number of guys to come on our campus that we probably wouldn't have if it wasn't for those camps. I mean, you said win-win. It's a huge win for us. I'd say a large percentage of guys have come from our camps that have become a part of our roster. We even get guys from the Seattle area that come down. We'll get a dozen or two every year from the Seattle area that comes down for our camps.
Who am I thinking? Was it Cole Blackburn? Is that the guy I'm thinking of? He was a Washington. I don't know if he came to a camp,
we have
but
a bunch of North Pacific Northwest guys on our team. Coach does a really good job in that area.
Steal them away from Puget Sound and all those schools?
Well, okay. I tell you what, here's the deal. You bring them down here in January. You have days like today. You're walking by the pool. Done.
Beats all that cold weather and rain up there.
No doubt about it.
They get to go
no doubt about it. They get to train year-round down here and experience Southern California, and it's something that obviously you can't do that in Northwest.
Yeah, don't bring them in July or August. Bring them.
No doubt.
Well, we're fine. They're fine. We're totally upfront about them. We tell them it gets hotter and snot. So
let's do some name dropping. Let me start with you, Coach Good. Who are some of the programs, some of the schools that are going to be setting up camp here at the U of R? I think June 1st, the first one's Arizona State, but who are some of those teams that we're going to see?
Golly, Arizona State, then it goes Colorado. Then it goes, I'm not going to say them.
Did you memorize them all? Or?
I should, because the easiest way to say it is every Pac-12 school except for 3 of them. And that's it. Stanford, USC, and Cal, they don't come.
But everybody else
does.
Yeah, everybody else will be here.
So you've got, I'll say, repeat offenders, like the schools that have
Washington,
come to the U of R, it's worked well, and they come back.
Washington State have been part of our program for a long time. In Colorado as well, they've been a part of it since the beginning. Then other schools, as it keeps on getting more popular, keep on joining in and calling us, because I think our camp reputation is out there. We run a really organized camp. We do a really good job. We do right by the kids. We work their butts off for the money. We know money's tight. And
we don't charge a lot. I mean, it's $50.
Yeah.
And some of these camps, there's a group that actually called us to try to use our campus for their camp.
Yeah.
And they wanted to charge $120, $150. And that's not what it's about. It's not about making money. It's giving kids an opportunity to work out in front of coaches and give them a chance to be able to be a college football player.
Coach Maynard's been running these camps for a long time and always want to make sure it's affordable for everybody. Come and get better at the University of Redlands, and that's what we plug. And we have those other coaches out there coaching, and they get to be coached by a bunch of great staffs that are out there and get to learn individual drills by different coaches, so that way they can take those skills with them over the summer and make themselves better for their own football teams as they.
That's true too.
Yep.
That's true too.
It's a really good tool for them to use, and you go from the 9th graders all the way to the 12th graders, and a lot of people come to our camps because they know that they're going to get the work that that $50 is going to give them.
Yeah.
I think
you're going to get better,
Yes, sir.
and it might also change your life. You might get a scholarship offer on the spot. I mean, has that happened? A scholarship offer like on the spot?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, a great story is the Arizona running back. What's his name? J.J. Taylor?
J.J. Taylor.
Oh, yeah, J.J. Taylor. Centennial guy.
This is a guy who I don't think he played much or he got hurt his junior year. No one really knew much about him. And I think this is the right story. But so first workout, first camp, we do a circuit at the beginning. So they were doing pro agility and a couple other things. And on the second rotation, the running back coach from Colorado comes running up to me, Coach, where is Coach Mack? This is when Coach McIntyre was there. I don't know. I mean, I think he's over there. Well, we got to offer this guy. This guy's unbelievable.
We got to hurry and get over.
Right. Yeah. So they ran over there, talked to the kid a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think they offered him on the spot. And I think that was his first major offer. And then, of course, a bunch of them came, and he ended up going to Arizona. And
now the whole Pac-12's on notice.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And not just that, but the guys that are kind of the camp alumni. It's an unbelievable group that have come through our camps, especially the quarterback position.
I've seen Jaden Daniels thrown out there, the quarterback who's at ASU now.
We have a lot of guys. I mean, they do. Our coaches, they go there and they see him. They get to see him live and in color, doing a really good job out there. You know, sometimes they see him on film, and they see him at a practice, but they get out there with some really good competition against other guys that they're looking at in the same type caliber of young men.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job, and we've seen a lot of kids walk away from that camp very, very happy from not only like the Pac-12 schools, but all the surrounding type schools that come and see people that they want to see out here in California as well.
Because I'm sure too, like they might go out and say, hey, I'm looking specifically for J.J. Taylor or Jaden Daniels, and while they're there, they're like, hey, who's this other guy from Aquinas or Summit or wherever? And then all of a sudden that guy is getting some exposure he wouldn't have gotten unless he went to this camp.
That's exactly right. They'll come in. I think each program comes in with an idea of 10 to 20, maybe 30 guys that they want to eyeball and really check out and evaluate. And then all of a sudden there's 3, 4, 5 guys that, whoa, they really pop off the field. And the other thing too, it's neat is to see guys compete against those high-level players. I mean, I think there's a point in time, I think, in everybody's football career, I'm going to be a Division I guy. And then you go to some of these camps and you realize, I don't think I'm a Division I guy.
It's a realization.
It's a little bit reality check. But it's really a neat experience to see guys get offers on the spot. And it's kind of neat for us to see that, even though it has nothing to do with us besides we provided that camp for that to happen.
Yeah.
It's not impacting our program, but it is neat to see, because it really, when it's all said and done, it's about the student athlete and making sure they get a great opportunity at our place.
Now, I'm looking at all the schools here, and again, there's multiple schools.
Oh, that would have helped when you asked me what.
Right on time.
And that's an old flyer, too, actually.
There's more schools added to it?
Yeah, Portland State is going to be June 1st. Cal Poly is going to be on the 1st and 2nd. We're still in the works with another smaller Division I school, trying to get them to okay some things.
It happens quick.
It does.
Especially on the recruiting show right now, because we run into other coaches from other staffs that hear about our camps, and they recruit Southern California and in the IE, especially in the Inland Empire. Everybody's out here in the Empire, so it's a great opportunity for them to come out here and see the young men, out here that they're looking at as well. So every day we talk. Coaches always
back and forth.
Hey man, I just ran into so and so from this school. They're thinking about our camp, so we can't keep up with the flyer changes.
We're waiting. There's a 1AA, a Big Sky school we're waiting to hear back from. So I ran in today at Mission Viejo. So I mean, it's every day is something new.
So is there a window when they can do these satellite camps? Is there certain days, months when they can do this? And
I believe it's June and July they have to get them done, and they're only allowed 10 camps per session.
So they have to squeeze them in.
As far as I know, yeah. And then I mean, so sometimes they'll do 2 camps in 2 different places in the same day, because that only still counts as one day that they're doing camp. So a lot of these guys will double up, which is absolutely amazing, because I know how hard they work for us and the things that they do, and if they're doing that multiple times during the day, I mean, they're truly professionals that we bring out there in our campus, and I love watching. I really like to see them work.
I go out there to shoot video and get interviews, and I find myself just kind of standing back and like watching these guys run drills and the 7-on-7 and
and it's good for us too, because we pick up tips all the time. We talk to them, we watch their drills, and again, it makes us better as a coaching staff. You always got to keep on developing your game, and it's a good way for us to do that as well.
All right, so the website is iefootballelite.com.
Yes, sir.
Can kids still sign up? Is it still open?
And it's going to be open till the midnight of each camp, before each camp day.
Oh, wow.
And then we still take walk-ups. So
you're getting there early. The day.
There's no
This
doubt.
guy's unbelievable. He sets everything up. I mean, he's kind of the business guy.
Okay. Uh-oh, then we're all in trouble here.
He's got. I mean, we have the tents, the tables, all this stuff's all set up. He does such a great job getting all this organized with the swipe. What is it? The square.
Square.
The square.
Here's the square guy.
I'm the square.
He's the guy. He gets this thing set up. He does a great job doing it all.
All right, so yeah, IEFootballElite.com is the website, and you can see there's tons of schools. So if you're a high school football player in the Inland Empire, you're not going to get exposure like this anywhere else. So take advantage of it. I do want to ask you guys about the upcoming team.
You bet.
Man, the Bulldogs have had a good run the last couple of years.
Yes, sir.
A playoff team, conference championship, national title. What are we thinking about this year?
We go one game.
Who do you
Coach
open
Maynard
with?
don't let us think anything past one game.
No doubt.
Right now we're concentrating on the camps, have a great camp season. Then we'll get our fall class coming in August 14th. We report August 14th for the 2019 class. So we're real excited about that recruiting class. Everybody's done a really good job, worked hard, got a lot of talent, got a bunch of great student athletes coming in the University of Redlands.
Some really great local guys. Coach Mariani's done a great job with the local group. It's been
kids that are really serious about their academic program and serious about good football, and in a great environment under Coach Maynard. I don't think you can beat it at all.
We love high school football on this show, but I tell people, I'm a huge fan of you guys. I tell people all the time that you can't duplicate that environment, that atmosphere, that feel at a U of R. It feels like a college football game. It's a great.
Coach has done an unbelievable job setting a great tradition, and and a lot of people I don't know as much about Coach Maynard and what he's done for the institution, Redlands. Think about this: he's been there how long now? 30 years, 31 years. Every guy that's played 4 years for Coach has graduated. Think about that. Every single guy that has played 4 years for Coach has graduated.
Nobody
and that's
has
a big deal. And so right now it's a deal when we recruit guys. I mean, that's a big sell, but it also hurts you a little bit because you say you don't want to be that guy. You know, who's the pressure? Who's going to be that one guy?
I'm done.
So the dream that we're selling is, boy, if you want to compete on the field and you want to compete in the classroom, get a great degree. This is an unbelievable place. And Coach has done. He's just done a great job with the community, with the program, with our staff, with the players. It's just And
I think it shows in our longevity. We've been there for a long time and really like the environment the University of Redlands provides us. Love the community, love the town, love working for Coach Maynard, working with Coach Maynard, I should say. Does a really great job with the young men and brings them in as young men, and they graduate men ready for this world coming out there. And I think it all makes us feel better that we have U of R graduates out there in the world, and there's no doubt about it.
I see the thing around the license plate everywhere I go.
Yes, sir.
University of Redlands.
I tried chasing a car down. It was a Mercedes.
Oh, yeah. Was it U of R?
I couldn't catch him. It was a U of R.
That was a good education.
It was awesome.
Good education.
I know. Before that Mercedes.
That kind of stuff.
I was trying to catch this.
Well, can we give you the shirt?
Yeah, we got to wrap things up.
Man, we're going to give you the shirt.
Wait, hold on. What size is that?
I don't know what it is. I think it could be whatever you want it to be.
Wait, hold on.
What do you got? I have a large over there because Coach Maynard doesn't send us anywhere unprepared, so I brought a large and an extra large for you.
And 2 different colors. So
and 2 different colors.
Oh, man. I'm hoping I'm a large.
I got one over there for you. You're good. So we'll just show it, though, just for
Can I hold that up
for advertising purposes. Yes, sir.
I got a gray one. I wear it all the time.
Then you can wear that one. We got another gray one for you. No doubt.
Bulldogs in the house. It's going to be a great season. IEFootballElite.com is the website to check out more on the camps. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you so much. You're awesome. You do such a great job. It's not even funny. What you do for Inland Empire is
the locals are so lucky to have you. I drive into work and I listen to Pep on Sports or something on some local radio show, or it's a FM station. I don't know.
They
like
stole my
classic
show.
rock or something. No, it's you. You go on there.
KCal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we got KCal coming up. A little segment coming up on here. Yes.
You do such a great.
Thank you for what you do.
You do the Inland Empire justice, and
That's right.
We love the word out there and do a really good job. So we appreciate you. There's no doubt about it.
For sure.
And we love coming out to the U of R. You guys are awesome. Plus, my kids love, it's Addie now, the Bulldog.
Yes, sir.
The mascot, Addie.
It is Addie.
Yeah.
It is. So,
Coach Mariani, Coach Good, U of R football. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
And when we come back, California Baptist, will they win the WAC baseball regular season title? We'll talk to the Lancers when we come back on the Inland Sports TV show.
This is Alexander Madison. You're watching the Inland Sports Show.
What's going on, guys? guys, Coach Bass here from Boost Training. We have a number of different options to help athletes develop here at the BPC, whether it's our off-season strength programming or it's our general sessions and even our one-on-one training sessions with either myself or one of our coaches here. So if you need that detailed coaching, book your one-on-one session today. Please feel free to contact me directly on Instagram at Boost Training or on Twitter, Boost_Training, or contact me directly here at the gym. Our number is 951-532-4904.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Kin Sporting Goods. They have all of your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, and team uniforms. And Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports are going to Boost Performance Training in Corona.
Ready to fire, and I think that's paying off. We're definitely getting better by the week. So.
California Baptist sweeps Chicago State with a 9-3 victory on Senior Day. The Lancers strike out the side here in the top of the ninth. McGoyan with 2 Ks and 3 batters faced. Congratulations to the Lancers. Back-to-back sweeps against Utah Valley and Chicago State. They've given themselves a chance to finish in first place in the WAC.
The highlight courtesy of CBU Athletics. That was the call as they wrapped up a series sweep against Chicago State. So they paired that with the sweep of Utah Valley, and it all comes down to this. The Lancers playing on the road at New Mexico State in Las Cruces. It'll come down for the WAC regular season title. Right now, CBU just 1 game back of the Aggies for that regular season WAC championship. So it could not set up any better for Gary Adcock and the crew with a chance to win that conference championship. They control their own destiny. Will it be tough? Yes. but CBU is that good. California Baptist Baseball, that's what we're talking about as we go inside the Lancers, presented by Magnolia Heating and Cooling. Let's hear from the skipper, Gary Adcock, and our favorite Lancer of all time, Luke Navigato, as they completed the sweep against Chicago State to set up a huge 3-game series against New Mexico State beginning on Thursday. Let's hear from Coach and Luke.
We talked about finishing the season as well as we started it, and we got a lot of notoriety and publicity over the start, 9-0, and we were kind of just playing 500 baseball for a while in the middle of the season. So what I'm proud about these guys is the fact that we are finishing as hot as we started, and I think that's a product of their strength and their energy and the coaching staff in order to get them ready so we can push through this latter third of the season.
Have yourselves in the WAC race with 1 week to go. Just your thoughts on that.
Yeah, coming in, exactly like you said, it was the unknown. I think we knew at the beginning that if we played our game and worked all fall, we could compete in this league. But coming down, we knew we didn't have the postseason to play in, so the WAC championship was something that we were really looking forward to, really trying to get to. And like you said, we got 1 week left, and we have a good chance to go into New Mexico and do something really special.
There's too many things to list that I'm proud of, but one of the things I think that stands out was the fact that we tried to rally around the fact that as a whole, that group of 9 guys had limited, if not no, opportunity to be recruited as a Division I player. And while they were outstanding Division II players, and even a couple of them might have turned down some Division I offers, it was a chance for them to kind of assert themselves and show, like, you know what, I can play with anybody and anybody in the country. And what I'm proud about those guys is the majority of them, if not all of them, their numbers inflated and got better from D2 to D1, because I think their intestinal strength and their fortitude and their desire to show other people how well they play the game would really complimented them throughout the season, and leaves a great legacy for the younger guys coming in, recruits and current players.
Describe your Lancer journey in 3 or 4 words.
Amazing, fun, a blessing, and just an all-time joy. Coming with great teammates, great group of guys. I mean, even the seniors you come up with, it's just been really special, the bonds that we've come together and had. So that's pretty much the main focus that I'll remember in the future.
This is what you play for, you know, that conference championship. And for CBU, who's going through this Division I transition, they can't play in the postseason for that WAC title, but they can win the regular season title. They can finish in first place, and that's exactly what they have a chance to do going on the road to New Mexico State. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 1 game back of the Aggies, and it all boils down to this. We got the WAC standings. Anthony, go ahead and punch that up, because this is how it looks going into these final 3 games. There's New Mexico State, 18-6 in the WAC. Now, we're talking about CBU, and they're 1 game back in New Mexico State at 17-7, but it's worth mentioning that, look, there is a log jam near that top of the WAC. Grand Canyon also at 17-7, tied for second with CBU. And there's Rio Grande Valley at 16-8, Sac State 16-8. So a lot of stuff can still happen in these final couple of games. But if CBU can control their own destiny, take a couple at New Mexico State, they could win at least a share of that WAC championship, maybe an outright league title. So we'll find out come Saturday when we get to the final game of the season. As you can see, too, they've won 7 in a row. So the Lancers are hot right now, 33-18 overall on the season. Their first season in Division I. Wow. And they're doing big things. All right, back here in studio as we shift gears from baseball to basketball. We had some big news for the CBU men's basketball team as the Lancers will head down to Australia, down under, for a couple games in the month of July. We got some video highlights of CBU men's basketball from this past season as head coach Rick Croy will lead the Lancers down under to take on 6 different Australian teams down there. So that's going to be fun. And what's interesting about this is this upcoming season, CBU will actually have 6 Aussies on their team. Yeah, 6 guys from Australia will be on the CBU team, so it'll be a homecoming for those guys as they go down to Australia at the end of July to play in this foreign tour. And according to the CBU website, this foreign tour, it's allowed by the NCAA every 4 years, and the Lancers will spend 13 days in 5 different Australian cities, playing 5 games against pro and club teams down there. So what an awesome experience for the CBU players to go down to Australia. And then again, they're going to have 6 guys on their team this upcoming season from Australia. They had a couple this year, 3 of them led by Jordan Heading. So they do recruit Australia, and they do get a lot of those guys to come to CBU. So that'll be a great experience for the entire team as they go down there and get an early jump start on the season with those 5 games down under in Australia. And I should mention the women's volleyball team, they're in Japan right now. They're on a 10-day tour of Japan, playing some matches over there. So CBU, serious globetrotters all over the place, which is great for the school and the athletes and the coaches to get that worldly experience out there. And for volleyball and basketball, jumpstart on the season too. So, all right, that's Inside the Lancers presented by Magnolia Heating and Cooling. When we come back, we're going to wrap things up as we recap the 2019 Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. We'll be back on the Inland Sports Show.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change. Spoil yourself and your car at Spoiled. Kin Sporting Goods. They have all of your sporting gear needs, Letterman's jackets, and team uniforms. And Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels and all sports are going to Boost Performance Training in Corona.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
What's going on, guys? Coach Bass here from Boost Training, letting you know, if you haven't already, check out my new series of videos called 2 cents in 20 seconds, where I'll be talking about everything from strength training, motivation, and everything in between. You can find it on our social media platforms, on Instagram at Boost Training, on Facebook, search for Boost Training, or on Twitter, Boost_Training. Check it out.
Around the rim. It was just like stopped in motion to see if it's going to drop in. Sure enough, it does. Kawhi Leonard, probably the best player in these playoffs thus far. And now you got Kawhi versus Giannis, Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks. So that's going to be a great series. There it is, every Monday and Thursday, 8:30 a.m. on KCal Rocks 96.7 FM. So if you love inland sports, make sure you check it out on the radio as well. We talk Lakers, Dodgers, and of course all the good local stuff here in the Inland Empire. I know Coach Good from U of R, he listens, so check it out on KCal 96.7 FM. Let's wrap things up here with the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. The 2019 class ushered in last night. It was an honor to be out there with so many great local, I'll call them dignitaries, so many famous people all in one room, including our friend Jim Alexander from the Press Enterprise, won the President's Award. Give him a shout out. We love Jim Alexander from the PE. Also, that's Jim Schellenbeck, baseball star. We also had Bob Geddes, a football star, and really a lot of different sports honored here, including Mindy Cowles. Here's Mindy Cowles, former Riverside Poly softball star. And Mindy made history last night. She is the first ever softball player inducted into the Hall of Fame. So Mindy is #1. Congratulations, Mindy. That's Derek Rogers, former RCC football star who played a long time in the NFL. Gary Rungo, and speaking of long time baseball coach, cut his teeth at Arlington High School for a long time. Becky Bell, the tennis star and the tennis coach, took her talents to UCLA and then the University of Arizona where she coached. And our contributor this year was Bob Porter. Everybody in Riverside knows Bob Porter as his daughter Becky accepted the award last night at the Hall of Fame. So it was a great night out there. We appreciate everyone coming out. Being in one room with so many local sports stars, it was something to behold. But we edited some of our favorite highlights together, some of the things from the speeches that we really enjoyed last night at the Hall of Fame. If you could not make it, enjoy these next, I think it's like 2.5, 3 minutes. Some of the best stuff from the Hall of Fame last night. Let's check it out. All right, it's on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. How about that? The Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. You can watch just the highlights, which is like 2 or 3 minutes long, or you can watch the entire program, which is, I think if you put them all together, it's like 50 minutes. So if you want to watch the whole thing, if you missed it, you can do that as well. Shout out to the Bulldogs. Look at all this Bulldog gear. Bulldog gear, U of R, Redlands, and in fact, here's the new one. Here's a new logo out there designed by Mike Maynard himself, I heard, at the U of R. Club R, Clubber. Awesome. All right, so check us out, Inland Sports, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube. You might be watching us on YouTube right now. And a big shout out to our friends here at Teen Vision TV 16 who always open up their studios. It's a great deal. I pay them with coffee, and they always do a fantastic job each and every week. Shout out to Jeff Gorham. He had the night off. We'll be back next Tuesday night. We're going to have scheduled to have Justin Solis, the Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association president, to talk about the IE All-Star game coming up. And fingers crossed, I know he's not a big media guy, but we love him anyways. Craig Broach, the head coach of Heritage Football, is going to be joining us live as well. We'll see you next time, Tuesday night, 6 o'clock, for the Inland Sports Show.